When struggling with anxiety, I used to struggle with something called agoraphobia. Let me sit well. I used to struggle with something called agoraphobia. And what is agoraphobia? I've talked about agoraphobia a couple of times in this channel, but of course I have new people in here. Some of you don't know the meaning of agoraphobia, so I'm going to tell you the meaning. Agoraphobia is the fear of going out. You are literally not going anywhere. Only the four walls of your house are the only place that feels safe. And that's something I struggled with for 6 months. Imagine 6 months I was in the housebound. I was not going out. My neighbors believed that, I was not around or something like that. But I was struggling with agoraphobia. People struggling with anxiety experience agoraphobia. Not everyone, because we are all brought up differently. We have different experiences. We have different thoughts. What I'm experiencing is not necessarily what other person will experience. What this person is experiencing is not necessarily what this other person will experience. But the thing is, we are struggling with one thing. You are struggling with one thing, which is anxiety. So agoraphobia is a state whereby you fear going out. You fear going out. Not necessarily, you don't really fear these places. You don't really fear going to the airport. You don't really fear going to the market. You don't really fear going to a place of social gathering, because you used to go to these places pre-anxiety. People do go to these places, but the thing is, you fear anxiety may occur when you're at these places, because anxiety, let's be honest, anxiety symptoms are scary. The heart palpitations, there is some pain in the heart that may mimic a heart attack. So tell me, who is not gonna be afraid of these symptoms? You're gonna be afraid of these symptoms, the shaking, the intrusive thoughts of harm. If it's extreme like me, I used to have suicidal thoughts, or even I might harm somebody. So of course you can even be afraid of yourself. You want to crawl out of your body so bad. So anxiety is scary. So in turn, you also fear going out, because you fear you might experience dizziness, you might faint, something might happen, you might lose control and do something embarrassing. That's why now you develop into just being in your house. You're not going anywhere. You are indoors 24/7. And the moment you even try to step outside of your house, you may experience extreme anxiety, because this is not something you're used to. And in your mind, your brain believes that, there is a threat outside, because that's how you have conditioned your brain to believe you have not been going out. So many people fear going out. So many people fear going out, not necessarily because they fear, these places or anything. They fear anxiety might occur. They fear the panic attack outside. They fear the heart palpitations outside. They fear the dizziness outside. That's why you find many people don't go out. Let me teach you something. With agoraphobia, the only way out is through. You can't white knuckle. These are those fears that I always say you can't white knuckle around. Like, for example, the fear of driving, the fear of getting into a plane, the fear of coffee, like the fear of agoraphobia. You can't white knuckle around these fears. These fears, you have to go out. You have to go out and show your brain that really there's nothing making me panicky out here. There's nothing to be afraid of out here, and it will stop misfiring those false alarms, because you don't need them. And also your actions show that really you don't fear, because you're not avoiding, you're not resisting, you're not fighting, you're literally living like freely. The only way out of agoraphobia is to go to these places. Your brain is not gonna learn through logic. Your brain is not gonna learn through fact. Your brain is gonna learn through your actions. If you stand out of that bed, if you get out of that couch and start going out, you are retraining your brain, you are rewiring your brain, and gradually you will find that you can be outside without necessarily having the anxiety symptoms. So the only way out of agoraphobia is to go to these places.